the love that saved him softly. Michael didn't grow up believing he mattered for who he was. He mattered for what he could do. Be useful, be dependable, be the one who never complains. Somewhere along the way, he learned that being strong meant being silent. That needing less made you easier to keep around. That love, if it ever came, would come with conditions. So he adapted. He became the man who listened more than he spoke. The man who stayed late after everyone left. The man who carried other people's burdens like they were his responsibility. He learned to smile even when his chest felt tight. Learned to say, "I'm fine," so convincingly that people stopped asking. And when people praised him, it always sounded the same. "You're so strong. You handle things so well. I don't know how you do it." What they didn't say was, "Are you okay?" What they didn't see was how close he was to empty. At night, when the world slowed down and there was nothing left to distract him, the loneliness showed up. Quiet, patient, sitting beside him like it had always belonged there. It wasn't dramatic pain. It was worse than that. It was the feeling that if he disappeared emotionally, no one would notice. That he was valued, but not chosen. Needed, but not deeply known. He told himself this was just life. That everyone felt this way sometimes. That asking for more was selfish. Then came the rain. It was an ordinary evening. Too ordinary to mark as important at the time. The kind of day you forget until you realize it changed everything. Michael walked home, distracted, shoulders hunched, lost in thoughts he never finished. He didn't notice the rain until it had already soaked him. That's when someone stopped in front of him. "Hey!" she said, lifting an umbrella. "You're getting soaked!" He looked up, startled, ready to apologize, ready to move away. Instead, she stepped closer. "Come here," she said gently. "There's space." Her name was Amara. She held the umbrella so it covered both of them, even though it meant the rain hit her shoulder. She didn't rush, didn't act like she was doing him a favor. She just stood there, smiling, like kindness didn't cost her anything. They walked together for only a few minutes. Small talk, light laughter. But something about her attention felt different. Not intense, not curious in a probing way, just present. When they reached the corner where their paths separated, she waved like she expected to see him again, and somehow he believed her. They crossed paths again, and again. Conversations stretched. Coffee turned into long walks. Silence turned into comfort. She never demanded explanations, never rushed his openness. She didn't push at his walls. She waited. And waiting, when it's done with care, is powerful. Amara noticed things no one else ever had. The way he apologized for existing too loudly. The way he laughed to cover exhaustion. The way his hands trembled slightly when he felt overwhelmed. One night, at a gathering, the noise got to him. Expectations piled up too fast. He slipped outside, ashamed of needing air. A few minutes later, she joined him. "You don't have to be strong right now," she said quietly, sitting beside him. "You're allowed to rest." That sentence stayed with him for weeks. No one had ever told him that strength didn't have to hurt. Her love wasn't loud. It didn't arrive with grand promises or dramatic gestures. It showed up in consistency, in patience, in the way she didn't leave when he went quiet, in the way she didn't try to fix him or make him earn her care. She loved him like he was already enough, and that scared him. Because when you've spent your life earning love, unconditional care feels suspicious. He waited for the moment she'd pull away, the moment she'd get tired of his heaviness, the moment she'd realize he wasn't as solid as he looked. It never came. Instead, one night, they sat on the rooftop of her apartment building. The city glowed below them, distant and calm. The air was cool, the moment unhurried. Amara leaned against the railing. the wind brushing her hair across her face. She tucked it behind her ear without thinking. Comfortable. Safe. Michael watched her, heart full, in a way he didn't recognize at first. Then the words came out before he could stop them. Amara! You saved me! She turned fully toward him. Always fully. She stepped closer and touched his face, wiping away a tear he hadn't noticed. I didn't save you, she said softly. I just loved you. You chose to stay. You chose to let someone see you. Something inside him finally gave way. Not in pieces, but in relief. When he kissed her, it wasn't desperation. It wasn't fear of losing her. It was gratitude. It was safety. It was the promise that he would stop abandoning himself. Because here's the truth this story carries. Love isn't meant to hurt you into becoming worthy. Love isn't meant to exhaust you. Love doesn't demand you disappear to be accepted. Real love sees you. Real love waits. Real love arrives softly and stays consistently. And the lesson is this. If you've spent your life being strong for everyone else, you are allowed to be held too. If you've learned to survive without asking for care, you are still deserving of it. If you believe love is only for other people, you might just not have met the right one yet. Sometimes, love doesn't come crashing like thunder. Sometimes, it comes quietly, under an umbrella. In patient silence. In someone who sees your wounds and doesn't run. Sometimes love saves you softly, and sometimes that changes everything. If this story spoke to you, even a little, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video. Share it with someone who needs to hear this tonight. And subscribe for more stories that remind us what love, healing, and hope really look like. You never know who's waiting for a story like this.